Welcome to Say Like a Champ, episode 238. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Strizzy. What's up, SLAC fam?
Back in the building once again on this another Tuesday in sports. We got some slackers in the building already. Want to welcome in Pops. Good evening. Pops. We got Kelly here. Hello.
In the building.
And also Stephanie Washington. What's good? Yes, and that was awesome last week, Steph, that you got to be at the Gonzaga game. So you'll have to let us know how that experience was, but thank you for being here with us today. And all you slackers out there, we appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, holding it down with us each and every Tuesday so we can get together and talk sports right quick. But before we do, Strizzy, what's good?
Well, not much, man, not much. Been putting out these videos lately. I got a couple of sponsorship deals with companies, stuff like that. So I've been getting these videos out.
Nice.
So that's always big and fun. Aside from that, man, same old, you know what I'm saying? Work and play, you know what I mean? How about you?
Same here. Balancing it out, trying to make it happen, of course. But just time is going by fast. That's my biggest thing right now. I can't believe it's already this far into March. First quarter basically wrapped up. So you know how that saying goes, though. Definitely time has wings. But glad to be able to spend some with you, my brother. And also, rest in peace to the Dragon Ball Z creator.
I know.
That was really sad, but I seen your shirt, so repping for him.
Yeah, man. You know what's funny? I take a quick second. I think last week we usually ask at the end of the show like if there's anything else, and I kind of skipped on it last week. But a special shout out too for me and other weep heads, for Akira Toriyama, man, because a lot of people ask me when I'm doing my videos all the time, where you come up with this stuff, and a lot of time, I don't really think about it, but that man played a monstrous role in my imagination. You know what I'm saying? A monstrous role in just my start in anime and manga, things of those nature. And, my love for anime in general started with Dragon Ball. So, and old school games like Chrono Trigger, which a lot of people don't realize, which is an extremely popular RPG game, back in the day too. So, that would hurt. You know what I'm saying? I was like I said, one of those pioneers for the anime movement. So, shout out to him, rest in peace, man. And, I'm saying thank you. Thank you for everything that you did for me, and kept me out of some dark places at the time. So I much love to him, and rest in peace and condolences to his family members.
Yeah, for sure. Much respect, though. Thank you for sharing that. I'm glad we got that out there, man. Because I meant to talk to you about it, but then your shirt kind of spurred me on. I was like, man, we need to definitely touch on that. So thank you for that. Want to welcome Grace into the show. Hello, everyone. Happy spring. It is crazy. It's official now. No more Groundhog Days or pushback or anything like that. It's coming. We've been having some weird weather out here, though, like rain, cold, hot, everything. So we'll see when it decides what it wants to do. But let's get this thing rolling. I definitely want to jump into our first topic. And you know what it is. This is kind of our slowdown period where not as much stuff is going on. But we're going to get to it. Definitely some news that we wanted to touch on. So let me just pull up our first topic, and we'll jump straight into it. Justin Fields. So Justin Fields was traded to the Steelers, destined now to be what it seems to be Russell Wilson's backup, traded for a 6th round draft pick. Strizzy, how bad did the Bears mess this situation up, or did they handle it? What do you think of this? And how do you feel about Fields now in the position he is moving forward?
I mean, he's definitely in a better position. Obviously, Mike Tomlin's a first ballot Hall of Fame coach, you know what I mean? In my opinion, I think when his time comes to be voted in, he's voted in, right? The dude's goated. He's, I'm so hard on coaches because for me, a lot of them get really lucky, right? They inherit good teams, or they come in when the team is on the up and up, and then they kind of push the coach out that they believe someone else could be better in, you know what I mean? And
they get that prime spot,
you know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of coaches nowadays, they don't coach players, right? They don't hold players accountable. And I think one of the greatest coaches in any league, right, with NFL, NBA, soccer, hockey, baseball, is Mike Tomlin. So who better for Fields to kind of learn from and grow from than him? But also going back to the Bears, man, how they handled the situation was horrible. Justin Fields for a 6th round pick. I was looking back a couple of days ago, and this man had two or three games, I think, where he had 4 or 5 touchdown passes, or 4 to 5 total touchdowns in a game. Some crazy games with him and DJ Moore. And that's literally just having one weapon. Like that was the only weapon he had all year. Like they didn't run the ball well last year, aside from really him. And
this is the first time they actually gave him something to work with.
Something, right? And at spurts, they looked phenomenal, right? Like they looked really, really good. So for me, I'm like, you have an opportunity. You just traded for Swift. So you got Swift, who was a phenomenal running back. Obviously going to be the number one guy there, whether or not he's sharing with Rohan Johnson or whatever, whatever. But Swift is amazing. And then you have a chance to keep him and then go out and even trade up. They could have easily traded back a couple with the first round pick to say Washington, and Washington going to grab Caleb, and they could have still used Marvin Harrison Jr. as well as getting another pick probably, down the line too. But you go in and you now they have two tight ends now with Komet, and I'm forgetting the other one they just picked up from Seattle, I believe. Oh, not Seattle, from the Rams. Everett. They picked up Everett as well. So they have Komet. You get Marvin Harrison Jr., you got DJ Morse on the other side, and you got Swift. Caleb Williams is coming into a situation that Phil's never got. So the thing that's going to piss me off next year is like, they're going to hear everything about, this was the right choice, Caleb Williams. Well, Justin Fields didn't have that. You know what I mean? Like he didn't come into all these weapons that Justin Fields did.
Great setup. Yeah.
So I hope that I hope Justin comes for everybody's neck next year. You know what I mean? Something tells me that something's going to happen where Russ might not get the whole season or something along those lines. But I hope Justin comes for everybody's next year, and somehow they get to play the Bears, and I hope he just tears them up, dog. Because they did not play this well. I think the kid's going to do really, really well, and he couldn't have asked for a better coach considering the ones that he's had.
Yeah, I agree. Like the situation is not bad to land in. Yeah. It just does suck that they went out and got Russell Wilson. So I figured they would be out of the field situation.
I agree. I thought that too. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're planning for Russell Wilson to be the backup. So it's almost like, dang, do I wish that I was hoping Wilson would do well there, but I want to see this kid play. Or maybe Wilson is just like a prove it year and then he goes somewhere else because his is only a 1-year deal and they kind of groom Fields and make sure he's ready.
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, it is a better situation than him languishing away on the Bears if that's the way they were going to treat him. But it does suck that, like you said, now Caleb Williams is going to get a chance that he never had with all those weapons around him and kind of like a tailor fit for him to come in and do well. So
definitely.
We'll see. Stephanie Washington says she's getting her hair done, tuning in at the salon. That's what's up.
Okay.
That's what's up. And also want to welcome Unc to the show. Hello from Texas. What's up? So, he says Fields will outplay Russell, and that could happen. Yeah. It's just kind of interesting, though. They've already tabbed Wilson as the starter, so it seems like they're going to, at least start the season that way unless something drastic happens or unless injury, which hopefully, nothing like that would happen. So,
and I think one thing, too, that Justin Fields is really going to bring to the Steelers is they haven't had a mobile quarterback in God only ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, have they really ever had a really mobile quarterback? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when that offensive line kind of breaks down, which for the last couple of years it kind of has been, they haven't had the greatest offensive line the last couple of years. Fields, Russell Wilson's getting a little bit older, so he's not as mobile as he used to be. But I feel like Fields is going to bring just a new aspect to that offense where they're going to be able to do some things that they've never been able to do before. So I'm with Pops, man. Pops made a great couple points, and the arrow's only pointing up, and I'm rooting for him, man. I'm rooting for him big time.
Yeah, it's funny that especially like for us, like watching Fields for so long, him coming to Georgia, and me being a Georgia fan, and we've seen this kid go through this before where he was kind of pushed aside and had to kind of go back up and prove it again. So we'll see how that works. Kenny Pickett, meanwhile, he was the hometown kid, the Cinderella story for the Steelers, but obviously that didn't work out so well. Him being benched for Mason Rudolph down the stretch. He made a quick exit and got to Philadelphia, and I kind of like how he handled it too. There was some question about it, but he was like, "Look, like I'm out. Like I don't understand like why or what else he should have done, right? Because it was pretty clear that he wasn't going to have any chance, especially behind both of them.
Yeah.
So he winds up going to the Eagles as their backup and kind of get a new start there. And then, of course, that means that inevitably then Caleb Williams will be the number one pick, which is what we kind of, we suspected whether it was going to be, the Bears or somebody else taking it, but we kind of knew that was it. But we'll see how he does. I think it'll be interesting. But Caleb Williams will do pretty well, but still, like, look at CJ Stroud, like as good as he did last year, like even if you have a guy step in, you can't even ask for much more than that. And that's still not going to put you like,
For
Super Bowl
sure.
contention. You know what I'm saying?
For
but
sure.
I guess so over the next few years.
He still has a tough division. You know what I mean? Like that division right now to me is up. You know what I mean? It's in the air. And, they talked about playing in the cold. Like this dude's been playing in South Cal for the last couple seasons. So
right,
it's going to be different when that Chicago wind starts hitting you. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing nice. It's
right.
nothing nice, dog. I've been there in the wintertime. It's horrible, dog. Like,
especially when they start getting hit. Yeah, like how Fields was. But they're going to have better protection for him, better weapons for him, better everything, apparently.
Yep.
So
yep.
We'll see. I did want to jump to some news real quick, but actually Unc mentioned this, so we'll just jump around a little bit. We'll go to Aaron Donald retiring. Unc mentioned that was not expected, and he kind of hinted at it more in last offseason than this offseason, but got his new deal. I just feel like he kind of did his thing, right? He got his Super Bowl, and he was great and dominant. I think he's the type of person that's like, rather than just like keep going and like let my skills slowly decline, like I'm just gonna do my thing and just walk away. I respect it though. I think he had a great career, and he's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. I would say
easy. Dog, I saw some kind of like them like respect videos that went out for him. You know what I'm saying? And dog, there were times where this dude was literally not even double team. He's like triple and quadruple team. He's like the entire offensive line.
Right.
Trying to hold this man back, you know what I mean? And absolute monster. There's not much you can ask more from a defensive tackle, a defensive end than what the Rams have asked of him to do. Like you said, first ballot, easy. And I like this. He's only 32 years old. And
he's made plenty of money.
Exactly, made tons of money. Got a Super Bowl ring. He's got plenty of his resume is extensive. You know what I mean? Resume is extensive. So I'm happy for him. You know what I mean? Don't continue to beat yourself up. We know CTE is a big thing in the NFL, especially amongst the defensive players. So I like it. I'd love to see some rest of defensive players kind of follow suit. Get your years in, get your money, try to get that ring that so many people don't get, and then get out early. You know what I mean? It's unfortunately, we've seen some great players, man. RIP to a lot of them, but. Even guys like Luke Kuechly, who had a phenomenal career and a short career, who didn't even get a full one, but decided to get out for a lot of the same things. So I'm happy for him, man. Hall of Fame career, man. Hall of Fame player. He's great.
Yeah, most definitely. Pop says great player, but his play was declining. He wasn't going to play at a lesser level.
Facts.
I agree with that. Stephanie Washington mentions Van Der Esch, and that's the other guy I definitely wanted to mention on here. Another one of those great players, I really always loved him, especially out of Boise State. Watching, we Pops and I were kind of aware of him in college. He came to the Cowboys and did his thing like right away.
Yeah.
But another person who he retired a little bit early. The Cowboys actually released him earlier last week, and then he went on to retire. But I think it was just for the money management or whatever. That it was better for them to release him. But they knew it was kind of coming to this. It was all the way back in the 49ers game of last year, which I think was like week 5 or 6, that he injured his neck again and hadn't been able to get back healthy since. But he dealt with injuries like coming into his career, but lasted 7 seasons. But he was a great Cowboy, even though it was a quick one. It was almost like Sean Lee over again, like right back to back. With that type of a player and that type of an injury situation. So definitely sad.
Another one of those guys, man, who's just so incredibly intelligent. You know what I mean? Like whether or not he was the most athletic on the field, he was just so smart. You know what I mean? So it made him a force to be reckoned with, dude. So again, it's like you said, it's like 7 seasons. Like that's a short career, but it's smart to just kind of get out while you can, man. Like the NFL is so brutal nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. And they're just going to demand more and more of you. So
exactly.
But one cool thing definitely about Van Der Esch is he actually, when he started playing football, he played in the 8-man football league because he was like from Iowa where they didn't have enough people to like put on the whole team. Like his high school didn't have enough people to play football. So that was pretty cool. He was used to covering a lot of space.
Yeah. That's tight.
I want to get into some of the more notable signings in what I'm calling is kind of like wave 2, round 2 of free agency. But we got a ton of guys here the Chargers definitely letting everybody go. But there's a few I don't have on here too that I did want to mention. But my biggest one, I'll jump out there like of this kind of round 2 since we talked last, is definitely Marquise Brown to the Chiefs. I think that gives them obviously the weapon they need. All last year we kept saying over and over and over, like they don't have a receiver they can rely on. Rice did his thing, but that wasn't enough. Now they got a guy that can kind of play that Tyreek Hill-ish role. And he's definitely a proven veteran. So I really like that. What did you think of that move and some of the others on there?
Yeah, I really liked it too. I think they get kind of the speedy receiver back that they that they've missed. I think obviously I watched him when he was at Baltimore. I watched him when he was in Arizona. His only critique that I give him is that he leads the league and drops year after year. You know what I mean?
And so did the Chiefs last year, right?
Yeah.
Their wide receiver core was like all drops.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like as long as Patrick ain't slinging it to him too hard, you know what I'm saying? Kind of sad to say when you're a professional wide receiver, but I mean everything else there is great, man. Like that's a huge pickup for them. Like you said, it's a veteran receiver. It's a really, really good receiver. As long as he can hold on to the ball, man, they're already looking like the number ones to repeat again. You know what I'm saying? So, shouts out for going out and got the dude. And I heard too that he actually took a lot less money to go there. Like for him, he said he was blessed enough to have made a bunch of money, and right now for him it's all about winning. So he wants to win. So I thought that was pretty cool too. Like anytime someone can put their pride aside, take less money, you know what I mean? That's a big deal to me.
Yeah. And exactly. No, I agree with that. And not only putting your pride aside, but also like handling your business when you're coming up through the ranks to like get to those money and not spend it and waste it. Like some guys are at this point in their career, like 4 or 5 years in, like thinking like, oh, this is going to be forever. And like going check to check crazy. Like, I really think that it's cool that he was able to do that and make a decision where he can kind of flourish. We'll see.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting, the Jets doing some shopping, getting some weapons for Aaron Rodgers to kind of reboot and go out and hit for his second time, grabbing Mike Williams from the Chargers, and then also signing Tyron Smith from the Cowboys. I'm surprised Tyron Smith got so much money. He was not interested in taking a hometown discount apparently to stay, but it is going to be weird to see him in a different uniform. Yeah. I just hope he can stay healthy, but I think that was the thing is the Cowboys are like, we've seen it firsthand. Like
big time. I think that's the only thing. It's just health. It's hard to pay a guy, you know what I mean? Regardless of how good he is when he's healthy, it's like, oh, if you miss half the season, it's like,
right,
take that discount. We love to keep it, but take that discount, you know what I mean? But he's like, nah, I'm taking on him to get paid.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna make it happen. The Bears grabbing Keenan Allen, I really do like that.
I loved it too, man. That's crazy.
They're gonna have him across from your boy DJ Moore, and they're probably still gonna get a rookie, whether it's that kid from Washington. Or if they end up getting Marvin Harrison Jr., they're going to get another receiver probably in the draft too. So
yeah, they still have a really high draft pick. The number one pick is the Panthers pick. You know what I'm saying? So they still have their pick. I'd use that to move up. Keenan Allen is a phenomenal slot receiver. You know what I'm saying? So you throw him in the slot, and you put Marvin Harrison Jr. on the outside. Like I think it's great. Not to mention Keenan Allen can pretty much play wherever. But
yeah,
like I said, man, this Caleb Williams coming into a ton of weapons, man. Like coming into a ton of weapons.
Yeah, most definitely. I think it's going to be interesting to see, and I think he will do well. But it's like how much, how well can he do in that situation? We'll see.
Yeah.
I did think it was cool. Eric Kendricks was long time with the Vikings, and a couple years with the Chargers, is coming to the Cowboys. He had originally signed or agreed to terms with the 49ers when we were on last week, but he kind of changed his mind and decided to go with Mike Zimmer, which is encouraging for me. The Cowboys actually making a move, but also them being able to get a linebacker that's going to kind of help know that defense that they're going to play, the new defense of Mike Zimmer. So that'll be cool. Yeah. And Cowboys also did restructure Dak's contract, but didn't save a lot of money and didn't add years. So we'll see. It's still kind of a make it or break it year from upcoming this year. The other one I thought of, or I forgot to put on here, but was Snead from the Chiefs. He did get traded after getting the franchise tag to the Giants. What did you think about that one?
I didn't see that. I didn't see that one. That's a big one. Giants look like they're definitely going after some defense, which is weird to me because they have no receivers. They lost Saquon, and in my opinion, Daniel Jones is trash. I'm sorry, I can't tell you. He's just so bad to me, dog. But you know what I mean. But I feel like they're definitely going to some defense. They had a lot of games, they had a lot of points scored on them, but I don't know, man. I feel like that offense needs a revamp too.
Yeah, it does for sure. They haven't done that much in the offensive department. But Ugg said Daniel Jones stinks. They did get Locke as another option, but also some of the drafts are saying that they might draft a quarterback as well. So,
they better.
They got to do something for the future for sure. Ugg saying Marvin Harrison Jr. will get drafted by the Cardinals. I could see that if the Cardinals stick at that number 4 spot.
Yeah, that's where I think he's going if they don't trade up for him, or if the Bears don't trade up for him.
Right. Or because we'll see. I don't know. A lot of people have the top 3 picks going quarterback, but I think we should do another mock draft. We want to do like a collective one or do our own little predictions, but we'll have to do something. That'll be in about a month.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll have to do that. But we'll continue to see kind of some of these different little storylines as we go through the NFL free agency. But let's see. Let's keep it moving on that. I think, I did want to talk about the Final Four, March Madness. We did redo the brackets. So on Yahoo, you guys should have gotten an invite, but also you can go on there and join our bracket to do that. And I got to make sure I do mine. Honestly, I don't really know. Like, we have the number 1 seeds up here, and I think UConn might be back. I think Purdue, they have that big man that was a unanimous All-American. Like, he's legit. But all of these teams we've seen kind of falter through the years or through this year. Yep. And like
it's
all
not
of these
been the same the last like 3 or 4 years, dog. Like it's weird. You know, it's definitely weird.
And there's as many there's already upsets galore every year in the March Madness. People's brackets get busted, but this year it's like there's no real sure thing, no real team I'm super confident in. But I don't know. It might be one of these 4, but usually it's not a number 1 seed either. So we'll see. With the Final Four being here in Phoenix, though, have you thought about going at all? Are you interested in going?
I think it'd be dope. Like, I think it'd be cool. Like, I don't know what the price is gonna look like. I'm sure it's gonna be nasty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But like, I would love to try to catch a Carolina game or something. You know, if they're gonna be here.
Yeah,
it's gonna be. So, that'd be really dope. That'd be dope. I don't think Purdue is gonna make it past the 8. I don't think they're gonna make it past the 8. I think they're gonna be one of the ones to get bounced early. They're so wishy-washy this year.
They're so star dependent. Like, you gotta have. It's weird how like the teams that play really good team ball end up doing well. You have to have stars to kind of elevate, but you have to have like a good solid team.
Yep.
And I don't know. That's why I'm like, it could be anybody this year.
For sure.
But yeah, it'll be that Final Four game. Actually, my boy A1 and I got to go when they came last time. Shoot, I can't believe it's been some years now. I don't even remember exactly what year that was.
Yeah.
But North Carolina won that year, so that was dope to be able to see that. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. But if you're gonna do the brackets are due. I think it's Thursday at like noon Eastern. So make sure you get your brackets done. Do them tonight. Do them tomorrow. And even if you're not clued in, you know what I'm saying? It's a crapshoot anyways. So just go ahead and put your picks out there. Do it however you like. Pick whichever one you has the best colors, you know what I'm saying, or which one will win in a fight. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you got to do.
That's real.
But we'll see, because since it's gonna be in the Cardinal Stadium again, you know, if we get up in the upper decks, like, it might be cheap. Actually, it might be not so bad if we're not worried about where we sit. So
true.
We might just go to see the event. You know, seeing how it goes. But speaking of big events, we do have the Seoul Series. Our teams, the Dodgers and the Padres, are over in Korea now, and they'll be starting tomorrow, actually, the first official game of the 2024 MLB season. So baseball is back, basically. These teams are ready to roll out, and there's still guys getting drafted. Getting signed. Snell actually signed to the Giants today for 2 years, got a big contract. So that's pretty cool. He got to basically skip spring training. He's going to go straight to the real thing. But I am excited. I'm going to try to check out this game tomorrow and see the debut of Ohtani on the Dodgers, man. That's so cool. He's going to they actually said that he might start throwing and that he wouldn't pitch this year for sure, but he might actually play in the field, like play first base or play left field or something like that. which I think that'd be dope. I mean, he's like, I'm getting paid, like why not?
For sure.
And he's more. I'm sure he's capable. I'm sure through his years in the in baseball, he's played other positions. So
yeah, Unc sent me a Ohtani card. So if I can get to a Dodgers game, I want to try to sit over their dugout, see if I can get it signed.
That would be dope.
Yeah, it'd be pretty dope. So I'm gonna see if I can get that to happen.
You might have to bring one of the kiddos, man.
I know, for real.
Play the sympathy card.
I would play bring Lily.
Yeah, exactly. Be like, yo, she's your biggest fan. You know what I'm saying? That would be dope. But no, that would be really cool. But yeah, so that's just a couple of those other sports things coming up. NBA, nothing too crazy going on with the NBA. We're going down the stretch, but I did see last night, and I did want to throw it up there. Our boy Anthony Edwards had another poster dunk. He's got a pretty good collection of poster dunks already in his short career. This one was more like it was almost like a dunk, but I don't think he even caught the rim. But still did John Collins dirty. So I did have to throw that up. And I wanted to kind of have a little debate or a little reminiscing about who do you think is the best in-game dunkers through the years, because the dunk contest is cool and all, but it's so contrived. Like my thing is I like those in-game dunkers, that can really actually do it in the flow of the game.
Yep. I talking about ever or like current?
Yeah, ever or current, either one. I stole this off of X, and it has kind of some of the different guys out there to kind of jog our memory. But yeah, maybe just whenever.
Yeah, that's tricky, man. I might gotta go like top 3 or something, because like this is difficult. Jordan's obviously up there. Jordan was a great in-game dunker. Being such a great in-game dunker was one of the reasons why he did the dunk contest in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Julius Erving was also up there too. And there's some great dunkers up here, dog. Like Vince is up there. But you know who's not up there that I think is a great in-game dunker who's done some spectacular dunks over the years is Paul George. Paul George is a great in-game dunker too.
Oh, true.
Yeah, he done some crazy like 360 dunks in game. You know what I mean? So he's a great one too. But man, Michael Jordan, Julius, Vince, you really can't go wrong with any of those dudes. I don't really know if Blake Griffin was a great in-game dunker. He was just a power dunker to me. You know what I mean? Like crazy vertical for somebody being that big. You know what I mean? But he'd probably be like the last on this list if I were going off this list.
For sure. Yeah, I agree with you with the Blake Griffin. Like he definitely had ups and he definitely had some big dunks, but maybe not the best in-game dunker. For me, probably on this screen, or I think maybe even ever, Dominique Wilkins, he was just smooth with it. Yeah. The way he would dunk. And like I love people when they dunk, it's like when you don't expect it to, like, or when it's like it looks like it's just a little too far away. And they still bam on somebody. Obviously,
right.
Obviously, Dr. J, he did the same thing. And the way he kind of cradled the ball, he would like swing the ball around, make it super dope. And then, of course, Michael Jordan. I mean, even the dunks, but not even the dunks. Like some of the times when he didn't dunk and he did a little lay-in, like just the creativity was super dope. I mean,
it was his hang time, man. The hang time was ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Kelly says. MJ, how can we forget that he that dunk in Spain? Exactly. That was for the win, you know what I'm saying, at the buzzer. So one of the best in-game dunks of all time there. Want to welcome up Anthony West into the show. He said power layup earlier. That's funny. It was, because it was like so close, but is it considered a dunk? I don't know. But
he messed up his hand too. His hand looked crazy after the fact. It looked like he like bent it back or something. I was like, it looked nasty.
I know, and it's actually funny because it was his left hand that he did on Collins' face.
Yeah,
like
I know.
You would think it was off the rim, but it was actually off of the defender.
Yeah.
Anthony West says Kobe Bryant underrated in-game dunker. That's for sure.
That's very true. He dunked just like Jordan, so it's like, you got Jordan, but you got Kobe up there for sure. True.
Sean Kemp was a beast. He definitely was too. He was dope. Another one too, even though Anthony West says Shaq, he was dope because he would dunk on people too, but his power made it not the same. But he was a great dunker, obviously. But also DeAndre Jordan, even though he's so big, like he had some big dunks. Like he would go up for the alley-oops.
He's one of those dudes that you just don't expect to be like, because he's just so big. You know what I mean? It's like Dwight. You know what I mean? Like Dwight was a crazy dunker too.
True.
You don't expect it from dudes that big, but yeah. That's true.
That's good stuff, though. So I definitely wanted to just kind of to bring that out a little bit. But I think that's all we pretty much have. You know, some different things going on, NASCAR, golf. Conor McGregor is supposed to fight again. Apparently, he's supposed to be coming back to the UFC.
Yeah.
Do you have any interest in that, or are you done with McGregor? Is that kind of over?
I'd love to see him fight one more to kind of see what he has left. Sometimes too, like when you play a professional sport in any profession, right? When you're gone too long, the sport passes you by. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you go in, when you're gone that long, and funny enough, like the dude was on steroids for so long for this movie. Like, so like I know he's been off of him for a little while. He's kind of
cycled down.
Yeah, he's definitely shrunk down a little bit, and he's got to be off for a little while just to be able to fight again in general. But like, there's so many dudes now that like if you were to come back and fight, 6-7 years ago, like they have no chance. But like right now, like I just feel like he's getting his ass beat. You know what I mean? Like this fight's a little bit different because he's fighting somebody who's also been away from for a while. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be for him to make a comeback. I don't think so.
Yeah, I kind of feel you. Like it feels like it's just a money grab. Yeah. Obviously, you still want to see if he's got it, but I hate to say it, but it reminds me of like the Anderson Silva days at the end, where it's like he's still doing another fight. It's like don't do that. And McGregor wasn't even as skilled and talented as a guy like that, So for him,
a very big game.
Yeah, exactly. So. That one's tough for me, but I'm still trying to find my way back on UFC, man. I just kind of lost touch with some of the fighters. I know they still have a lot of talented fighters, and when I watch it, I'm like, okay, that's what's up. But I need to get hooked onto a guy to follow again, because all of my guys are come and gone. It happens too fast, like the cycle.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro. Like, you really got to stay on it to kind of see, like you said, like to see who's kind of up and coming and who's. Who you kind of like fall in love with again, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm with you. I started on the same time you started, and a lot of my guys are basically out now. You know what I mean? GC's been out for many years. John Jones came back, fought once. Now we kind of sitting again. We're waiting for that to come back. You know what I mean? And Francis Ngannou has been trying boxing. It ain't working out. It's not working out for him.
Not at all.
Sean O'Malley,
he's cool.
He's great. Like he's one of my favorite players right now. And he fights out of Arizona, so he's always around. He's really good too. I'm trying to think another one that I really really like. I feel like as soon as we exit the show, like 4 or 5 fighters gonna come to mind. But he's somebody that I really really like watching fight. Obviously, Izzy's a great fighter. I think he got bored. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just kind of beat up everybody.
Slow down.
Can't wait to see him come back. But yeah, it's gotta find a guy that you really, really like, and man, you'll get back into it.
Yeah, for sure. And boxing, I am excited for some boxing matches, but it's just not the same over there. Ryan Garcia acting crazy, but we don't have time for that one this time. We'll have to talk about that a little bit more before he actually fights, if he does.
Right.
But good stuff. We'll keep moving on it. But yeah, as of tomorrow, don't forget, if you're into that opening night baseball, they're going to be over there in Korea representing and actually playing real regular season games. So that'll be cool. And then next week we'll have our own opening day here on the stateside. So lots to look forward to for baseball. Baseball's back, and we got our new insider Strizzy to talk to us all about that as well. So so I'm excited. I'm excited for a new season in baseball, but definitely next week we'll have to make some early World Series predictions or something like that to kind of kick it off like we always do. But until then, we're going to keep it moving. We will see y'all next week. And definitely shout out to our brother, Matt Marcus. He couldn't be with us tonight, but he's always with us in everything he does, and he supports us so much. So big shout out and much love to our brother there. And we will be out of here. But for now, that was episode 238 of Say Like a Champ. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Strizzy.
Peace.